The following is a paid program. The views and opinions expressed don't necessarily reflect those of NCI-FM.
Welcome to Speaking Up with Jessica Dumas. I'm a certified life coach that specializes in business, leadership, and all things speaking and confidence mindset. Let's chat. Hey, NCI friends and fam, how are you doing? I hope that your March is going well. It's the middle of March. Can you believe that already? So I don't know about you, but it's been a busy March already for me. Let me tell you a little bit about what I'm up to before I get into our message today. And by the way, the message that I have to share with you is about putting yourself out there, because this is something that people will message me about. They'll comment on my social media or send me a message and just say, I have this idea. I don't know how to put myself out there. Or I have this business. I have this message. I don't know how to put myself out there. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my journey and how I've done that and give you some tips on how you can do that. But this is what I've been up to this week, okay? Super, super excited. I did a talk with the city of Winnipeg, and my talk was called The Rise of Indigenous Women. And I'm so excited about this presentation. I made a note for myself as I'm collecting notes to write the talk, and I saved for myself the note, have the audacity, because overall the message is to Indigenous women to have the audacity. Usually that comes up in a negative connotation when we hear the word audacity, and it's usually like, oh, they had the audacity to do that. But you know what? You know what I'm saying? Girls, have the audacity. Take the audacity. So this was my workshop description, my talk description for the city of Winnipeg. I saw a quote that said something like, when it comes to truth and reconciliation, and you learn about our sad history, don't forget to learn about our incredible resilience and success. This talk will help transform your perspective of who Indigenous women are, because when you search Indigenous women Winnipeg, you don't get the full story. Indigenous women are university grads, executive directors, CEOs, doctors, entrepreneurs, and more. And here I come to support them in having the audacity. So that was a really great talk. Of course, I'm not going to give you it all here, but one of the things that I talked about was that TD Economics does these special reports. And in 2015, and at the time, I heard this and I needed to hear this, they used the word Aboriginal in the report. I'm going to say Indigenous, but Indigenous women were outperforming in labor markets. Indigenous women living off of reserve have bucked national trends with employment rates rising, linked to improving labor market outcomes, being seen as taking sizable movements in education over the last 20 years. Gaps will continue to close, etc., etc. That is a 2015 TD Economics special report. And at the time, I was chairperson for the Indigenous Chamber of Commerce. And I was just building my network of seeing Indigenous women out in our province doing incredible things. And I was like, yes, we need to hear more of these stories. And so that's what that talk is about. That's what the city of Winnipeg, it's under learning opportunities. They have speaker series. One of them is, or one of the ways that you can find it is under awareness and action speaker series. So I hope that you'll check that out. Let me know if you do. Take a screenshot and share it on your Instagram story and share it with me at jessicadumas.ca. That's where you'll find me. And I want to encourage you to have the audacity, okay? In addition to that, I'm also doing a workshop for youth and young adults. It's called Expand Your Vision. And I shared a little bit about this a couple of weeks ago when I was getting ready to do the talk. I think I did anyway. I'll share a little bit of that description with you as well, because I really enjoyed it. This is how my talk pitch went, okay? Hey dreamer, ever feel like you have this massive vision bubbling inside you, but it's so huge and it feels overwhelming? Like, where do you even start, right? Well, guess what? You're not alone. In this workshop, we're going to help you break it down, find some clarity in that big, exciting dream of yours. And I'm going to show you how to start seeing yourself as the amazing person that you're meant to be right now, because trust me, you're destined for great things. So let's dive in and kickstart the journey and vision to your dream. And it's okay to get excited. That presentation with youth is happening today and tomorrow. Super excited about it. And I love being able to do this work and to share this work. So those are 2 things that I've been up to this week. Busy March, but I have a message for you. This is what I want to share with you today. Over the past several years, so I've been a coach since 2013, certified by the Certified Coaches Federation, and it's one of the best things that I had ever done. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for that. When I started coaching, I needed to figure out how to put myself out there. So when people since then have come to me for coaching, or they engage with my content online and they're saying, Jessica, I want to do this thing, but I don't know how to put myself out there. I know right away. I'm like, I got you. I know what you're saying. I've been there. But here's the thing. When you get into coaching, we think it's one problem. We think, I don't know how to put myself out there, or I don't know how to find my niche, or I'm scared to find my niche, or whatever the case might be. But as an experienced coach doing this for 10 years, I know having conversations, asking the right questions to pull those answers out. And oftentimes what it comes down to, and this is not for everyone, this is not across the board, this is, kind of a general statement. But when people don't know how to put themselves out there, it's really because they're scared to put themselves out there. It's scary. It's scared to be seen in all of your glory, so we hold back, we stay small. And when I became a coach, I was like really interested in social media because I saw a couple of coaches online on Facebook and Instagram, and I was like, I want to do what they're doing. But holy smokes, am I scared. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. And so often what that looks like is procrastination. You want to put yourself out there, but you think, oh, my website needs to be ready, or I have to have all of this stuff in place before I can show up. But actually, I encourage my clients now that no, you need to get started right now, because people need to be exposed to your message, your voice, your belief, your service, everything that you practice. People need to be exposed to that everywhere from 12 to 20 times. So if you are showing up and maybe you've put some stuff out there in the world online, you posted about your business once, maybe twice in the past year, and you're like, well, no one's biting. No one bought from me after I posted. Well, you know what? Post again. You got to keep posting. I think about, I don't watch TV anymore. Like I just don't have cable. Even though I miss it, I just don't want to go through all the steps of figuring out how to set it up on my TV again. We have Netflix and Crave and whatever, Prime, I don't know. Anyway, off topic. When I think about commercials, right? And this is important. This is advertising. This is getting the word out there. This is so important. You need to be exposed to your audience everywhere from 12 to 20 times in order for them to get familiar with you, to recognize your brand. So you need to get some clarity on what it is that you want to offer. If you don't know how to put yourself out there, it's because you're probably not clear about it. You don't know the words that you want to use, because once you have that clarity, you want to put yourself out there. So why? That's what I'm going to ask you. Why do you want to put yourself out there? I knew for myself, I wanted to sell coaching services. I wanted to share what I was learning with more people. I want more people to take my coaching because I want to help more people as entrepreneurs get paid to speak and get paid premium prices for their service-based business. I know that's what I want to do. And of course, I've been doing this for a while, so I'm very clear. I know what I want. But if you don't know how to put yourself out there, that's the first thing, is get really clear on why you want to put yourself out there. And when you start to show up confidently in putting yourself out there, it actually gives other people around you the confidence to show up confidently. We think that if we're going to put ourselves out there, show up online, on social media, something like that, the first thing that we think of is the people that are going to judge us. But I want to encourage you that, you know what? Yeah, there might be some of that out there from time to time. But the more that you get clearer and more confident on what it is that you're providing, it doesn't matter if anyone says anything negative, because you're focusing on the people who are like, I want to do that, or I want to work with them, or giving you a call and hiring you, right? So get some clarity. Why do you want to put yourself out there? What is this about? That's the first thing. The second thing that I would recommend you do is come up with a really clear I help statement. And this is not for the purpose of, well, I mean, it kind of is, your 30-second elevator pitch. I never use that statement, by the way. I never use that description, the elevator pitch. But it's important for you to know who you want to help and why you want to help them. So again, I'm going to share mine. This is my clarity. This is my I help statement. Is I help entrepreneurs and leaders feel confident and supported to use their voice so they can get paid to speak and charge premium prices for their service-based business. That's what I am born to do. This is what I'm best at. And how you can create your I help statement is I help who to do what so that they can do what. So I'm going to repeat that again. So if you're listening and you're like, I don't know, I have my I help statement, I don't know what to do, is get a pen, write this down. I help who to do what so that they can do what. And then the next thing you got to do is you got to practice. Like, this is something that will change. It will evolve. That it's supposed to happen. That's okay. When you first start out, you might feel confident in it in a day. That's what would happen with me. I'd write it out and I'd be like, yeah, I did it. I found it. I know my purpose. And then I would look at it next week and I'm like, is that it? Really? And so I would go through this exercise of clarity, asking myself, getting more clear and clear and clear. Why do I want to put myself out there? What is it that I want to do? And then I would clarify my I help statement. And then I would feel it. Does this feel right? Do I resonate with this? Does this feel good? So it's going to shift. It's going to evolve, but you're going to practice it. You're going to practice writing it out. You're going to practice saying it to people until you feel so good about it that you want to show up. You want to put yourself out there. There's no more holding back. There's no more questioning. I don't know how to put myself out there. Because yeah, you do. And now you're gonna. Okay? That's my message for you today. Next week, I'm really excited to talk about like how to do introductions. I have a little bit of a rant on the way people do introductions because times are changing. So come back for that next week. You know how to reach me. Thank you so much for your time. Miigwech, ekose, merci. Get in touch with me on Instagram or my website at jessicadumas.ca.